Hey friends, welcome back to my quarantine content tutorials while we are all in lockdown teaching you how to spin. Today we're going to take those shunne steps that we learned in yesterday's tutorials and make them work with our poi going in together opposites so that we can do these turns with our butterflies, yeah? Drex here from DrexFactor.com, bringing the love of poi spinning and flow arts into your world during the COVID-19 crisis. And today we are extending our lessons on dancing with poi to include our tricks in together opposites, or butterfly. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, LMF Props, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these awesome companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. There's a jet overhead. Who is still flying during all this? So welcome back to the alleyway behind my apartment complex and me being a bad role model and not wearing a mask because of course it's messing with the mic. I'm doing my best not to touch my face as I'm recording all these tutorials, which for those of you out there watching, let me know if you spot me doing it when I'm not noticing and everything. But hopefully this does not come back to bite me in any sort of way. Cool, so we are continuing this week's work on learning poi dance by learning how to do our shunne steps with the poi in together opposites. Of course, yesterday we learned how to do our shunne steps with our poi in together same, but when the poi are moving in opposites, that's going to be a very, very different kind of challenge, and it's going to require a kind of awareness of where the poi are that is probably going to require a little bit of effort here. So to start off with, let's talk a little bit about what makes a turn in together opposite look different from a turn in together same. Now, when I'm spinning in together same, both of my poi are going in the same direction, and I'm just kind of like stepping towards that direction no matter how I happen to be turning, right? It helps that the poi are always in the same place, so I know exactly where my body should not be. That is, my body should not be where the poi are. Whatever is like the little gap behind the poi is where my body ought to be moving. The problem when we switch into together opposites here is that the poi on the sides are now in different spots, and we have to kind of work around the moments when they are in the same spot because that's what creates the hole that we can move through in doing these turns. So that means that we can only do these turns when the poi are up or down, because those are the only two places in together opposites where the poi come together. You can start to work around with this actually just with your hands. So start off by creating a butterfly with your hands, and think that the turn actually starts when your hands are straight out to the sides, yeah? So if I'm turning from forwards to reverse, I'm going to wait for this moment where my hands are pointing out to the sides, and I'm going to begin the turn by letting my hands come up next to my ears. So if you were looking at me from the side, it looks like I'm doing this like a referee declaring a goal and everything. It's really, really, really important that my two hands basically stay in two different lanes here, right? Now, they're going to come back down to either side, yeah? If you look at this from the side, it basically looks like this. So as my hands are going up, they're going to pass by my ears, and I'm going to let them come back down to either side. You can think of it almost as like I'm kind of stuck in a little hallway here with my shoulders kind of mashed up and everything. And I'm trying to bring my hands past each other in such a way that they're still touching each of the walls in the hallway, but they are not touching my ears. And they are also not moving in such a way that they can run into each other, yeah? Now, when we want to go from the hands moving reverse back to forwards, we do so, once again, when the hands are pointing out to the sides, and we drop them past our hips, yeah? Again, if we look at that on the side here, it looks, I should be facing this way. It looks like this. I am dropping my hands as though they're going to do a flyby on my hips and then popping them straight back up, yeah? So from the front, it looks like this. I have my arms going around, and I bring my hands next to my ears, switch into a reverse butterfly, and then I bring them down past my hips, back to a forwards butterfly, yeah? Let me show you that on the side. So, as I'm doing a forwards butterfly here, I bring my hands up next to my ears to a reverse butterfly, and then down past my hips back to the forwards butterfly, yeah? This is a lot like how we do our together same reels, in that we're switching from a place where the hands are both in the same track to being in separate tracks, into the same track, and then separate tracks, yeah? Always, 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 the idea here is to make sure that we are sticking our body wherever the poi is not going to be, and making sure that we keep the poi separate enough that they're not going to run into each other. Okay, so with all that said, let's try that now with the poi. Start doing big butterflies in a full extension and everything, and I want you to try doing that turn with the poi going past your ears and then past your hips. Again, past your ears and past your hips. So if you are like most people, then something went wrong, especially when you tried to go overhead. Namely, you're probably used to having your hands cross over each other in that butterfly, and when you try doing the cross, your arms are still looking for that. We need to change that programming. We need to now make it so that instead of your arms crossing as they go up towards the top, one of them goes back, almost like you're switching from having it go in front of you to doing the backstroke, yeah? You want to make sure that the poi stay clear of each other over on the top, and that's how you make that first turn happen. It's a little bit easier on the bottom. In fact, one way that you could probably drill this is just to turn with the poi in pendulums, each going past your hips like so. And that in and of itself is going to be something that's going to help you see kind of the holes where the poi are not going to be at any given time, yeah? So me personally, when I'm going over the top, it's really helpful for me to think of it being that I'm paying attention to my left hand and thinking that my left hand is going to go back past my left ear, yeah? So I'm thinking 3, 2, 1, past my left ear, and that's what gets me to turn, yeah? And then I can just sweep past my hips on the bottom, and once again think 1, 2, 3, past my left ear, yeah? Of course, we're also going to have to learn how to do the turn going the other way. That is, thinking that our right hand is going to go past our right ear. So think 3, 2, 1, right hand goes back, 3, 2, 1, and down past our hips, yeah? Once again, 3, 2, 1, right hand goes past the right ear, 3, 2, 1, and both hands go past our hips, yeah? Okay, so let's try doing this with our Shunei steps. We're going to use the same procedure that we did in Together Same. So I'm going to start off with my arms doing extensions here, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with my steps forward. That is, my right foot is, or rather my left foot is going to step out along the line. In 3, 2, 1, my hands go past my ears as my left foot goes forward. Now, I'm going to step forward on my right as the poi go past my hips. 3, 2, 1, and down and around, yeah? 3, 2, 1, I step forward with my left foot, 3, 2, 1, forward with my right, yeah? And now going back, I'm going to now have my left hand going behind my left ear in 3, 2, 1, stepping forward with my right, and 3, 2, 1, stepping forward with my left as they go past my hips, 3, 2, 1, step forward my right as my left hand goes past my ear. 3, 2, 1, left foot steps forward as they go past my hips, yeah? It is so easy when you're doing this to totally get out of plane as you're doing so. So really think that you're switching back and forth between facing one way and facing completely the opposite way, and that your arms only get to spread out to the sides if you're facing towards the camera or away from the camera, yeah? All right, now let's do the same thing, but this time we're going to step back. So I'm going to do 1, 2, step back with the left, 1, 2, step back with the right, 1, 2, step back with the left, 1, 2, step back with the right. Going back the other way, thinking 1, 2, step back with the right, 1, 2, step back with the left, 1, 2, step back with the right, 1, 2, step back with the left. So the key thing to keep in mind here is which direction you're facing and which direction you're headed to. So if I'm starting off facing the camera and I want to get to the place where I'm facing away from the camera, no matter if it's a step forward or a step back, it's always going to happen when my arms are up past my ears, yeah? And whenever I'm stepping in such a way that I'm going from facing away from the camera to facing towards the camera, it always happens when the poi are going past my hips. All right, now let's see if we can put together a forward step and a back step, trying to get our way into the Shunei, yeah? So thinking 1, 2, and a forward step, 1, 2, and a back step. 1, 2, and a forward step. 1, 2, and a back step. Going the other way, we think 1, 2, and a forward step. 1, 2, and a back step. 1, 2, and a forward step. 1, 2, and a back step. Yeah? And now let's try and turn it into a full shunei, shall we? Thinking 1, 2, forward and back. 1, 2, forward and back. And going back the other way. 1, 2, forward and back. 1, 2, forward and back. Woo! That's a lot. And once again, let me show you that from a couple different angles in slow-mo, yeah? Well, so our shunei steps in Together Saying were moderately intuitive, and I feel like doing the shunei steps with butterflies are not very intuitive at all. So it's probably going to take a little bit of practice, and it's probably going to take a little bit of work. And to be honest with you, that's why we do it. It's one of these things that sometimes we have to teach our bodies to move in a specific way in order to get them to be comfortable with dancing with poi and everything. But once we do, it looks really, really beautiful. All right, so as always, show me your version of this. Show me your progress with this. Go ahead and post video to Facebook or Instagram and tag me. I am DrexFactor on Instagram, and I'm DrexFactorPoi on Facebook. I would love to see your progress. And if you'd like to skip ahead, there are a whole bunch of tricks that I'm going to be covering in the coming weeks that are available on my Spin Poi Like a Rockstar series over on my website at drexfactor.com. You can go ahead and give me your email address there, and it will send you the lessons directly to your inbox, as well as a link where you can download all of the lessons together so you can take them at your own pace and everything, right? Pretty please remember to like, share, and subscribe this video. Make sure that all of your Flow Curious friends are getting access to all of these lessons and everything. It is my hope that when the lockdown is complete, that we are going to have an entire world of new spinners out there to play with, so help me get there. And of course, if these lessons are things that you're getting a lot out of, if you are enjoying following along with me as you're learning poi and everything, then please consider giving to my Patreon, like all these nice folks have. Patreon is what is allowing me to be able to do this, to be able to upload a new tutorial every single day during the lockdown. It is not a stretch to say that this would be physically impossible for me without it. So if you would like to sign up to support that work, please and thank you. Head on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and sign up. You'll get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I produce in future videos, which I had 4 weeks worth of content planned out when I kind of jumped into this and everything. So after next week, we're going to be off of my roadmap a little bit, and I will be looking for input. So if you want to have a say in that, please go sign up. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of a break on this for Wednesday because there's a regular feature that I do where I review tutorials that people send me on different topics. So you can tune in for that tomorrow. And then Thursday, I will be back talking about how to do these shunei turns with the poi in split timings, yeah? And then, of course, we got another combo waiting for us on Friday. I'll see you then. Peace.